Hey there, what's up? It's Pete Thorn. Welcome to my studio. We're here today to look at a couple of really great Bearfoot effect pedals, specifically the Pale Green compressor and the Evergreen compressor. So I used the Pale Green compressor on the song at the beginning of the video on all the guitars and bass except for the slide part, and on the slide part I used the Evergreen compressor. So let's talk about the Pale Green first for a second. This is a really great transparent compressor pedal. If you're wanting some compression but you don't maybe like some of the artifacts and strange things that a typical guitar pedal compressor can do to your tone, this can be a great choice. You can set up a tone on this thing, turn it on, leave it on, and you kind of forget it's even there until you turn it off, and then boy do you miss it, because it's just so smooth. There's no weird compression artifacts. You know, you can hit a chord or a note, let it ring out, and you don't hear any distortion or strange kind of grabbing or release. You know, some compressors just do weird things to your tone, and this one is just so smooth and wonderful. So it's really terrific. On the song at the beginning of the video, I specifically used a very big drum sound because I wanted to show that even a completely clean guitar part could compete with a big drum sound like that and stay present in the mix using a compressor like the Pale Green. Okay, so really fantastic pedal. I like this one a lot. The Evergreen picks up where the Pale Green leaves off as far as compression goes. So there's more output, more compression, longer release time, all that stuff on tap, which is why it worked great for the slide guitar part. I'm kind of a hack slide player, and I need compression in order to make myself feel comfortable when I'm playing slide. And you heard, even with a crystal clean amp sound, I was able to get this long, singing, sustain, just very smooth, super cool. All right, let's check out these pedals a bit further, the Evergreen and Pale Green compressors from Bearfoot. Okay, so I've got the Pale Green compressor on the desk here in front of me, and I'm going to start off with a real straight clean tone on my Jim Kelly amp and with the Sir T, and I want to show you how I use compressors a lot to enhance my clean tone and just make everything more fun to play, pump up the sound, and basically enhance the tone. And this is a great choice for this task. So I've got the volume just a hair past noon. The tone is a hair past noon, and compression's on about 10:30, just a subtle compression setting. Here's the tone with no pedal. Okay, real clean sound. Check out what the pedal does for my tone. Okay, just really beautiful how it's enhancing the guitar sound. Boosting a bit, adding some sparkle, a bit of EQ, and some compression for sure, but you don't really perceive it as compressed when you're playing or listening, I don't think. You notice when I let the chord ring at the end, there's no weird distortion or artifacts or pumping or any of that stuff. It's just enhancing the guitar sound in a beautiful way, and really it just sounds better with the pedal on. Okay, let's check out some of the controls on the Pale Green. So I got my Strat here, and here's the sound with no compressor. Okay, turning on the Pale Green. And Here it's doing that great thing to my tone. So bridge pickup on a Strat can be pretty bright. Let's say maybe I want to play some country type stuff. Well, it's nice to take the tone control, turn it all the way down, and what you get then is that sort of response of like a you know, classic Ross or Dynacomp, where it darkens your tone a little bit but fattens things up. So here's the sound as I roll the tone control down. You can hear it bloom a bit in the low end and darken up. Okay, so I'll bring up the compression a bit, and it sounds great for playing like country kind of stuff. Okay, it doesn't get ice picky or anything like that. It just sounds really good with the tone control down. Maybe you want some more sparkle though. Like say if I was going to play using either the neck pickup or maybe the neck and middle, I might want to get some more clarity. So here's rolling the tone control up past noon. Okay, you can hear how the bass blooms a little bit, but also I get more sparkle. It's really cool. So it's nice for playing maybe a song like mine, like... So another cool use for the pale grain is just as a subtle booster and tone enhancer. It's going to buffer your signal, give you a little bit more kick into the front of your amp, and you've got that great tone control that you can mess with to kind of fine-tune the tone. So I've got kind of an ambient guitar sound set up. Here's the sound first with no pedal, and then I'll turn on the pedal. So you can hear it's just doing a subtle kind of enhancement thing, and it's really nice. I'll bring the compression control up just for some subtle compression to like 3 o'clock, and you'll hear how that sound fills in, and that's also a great thing. Another cool use for the pale green would be to add some sustain to a slightly grindy rhythm guitar sound. Let's say you got an overdrive happening. It sounds great for rhythm, but not quite enough gain for lead, and you just need a little bit of sustain for your leads. A compressor is great for that. So here's the tone with no compression. Okay, nice warm grind. Here's the sound with the compressor. And once again, turning off the compressor. Okay, a bit of knee mix, so turning on the compressor. You know, it just adds a little bit of compression and sustain to the sound and fills it out real nice. Okay, so let's check out the sound of the Evergreen compressor now. So once again, this is a much more aggressive compressor. There's more boost on tap and really picks up where the pale green left off. And sometimes that might be what you need. So here's the sound with no compression. Okay, turning on the Evergreen. So you can hear how it grabs that chord initially and clamps down on it and then just wants to sustain it out and not let it go. So compression like this can be great on funky guitar parts to kind of like pump them up, even them out, and also make them way more fun and exciting to play. So let's see, let's try that Daft Punk song. Here's the sound with no compression. Let's give that some help from the Evergreen. way more fun to play with the compressor. Let's try this one. Once again, no compressor. And that's just no fun at all. With the compressors, way better. So let's check out the Evergreen now when used for slide, like I used it at the beginning of the video. To get this sound, I was going for like that steel guitar kind of thing, at least what I think of as steel guitar. Very clean sound, but with a ton of sustain. So the way that I get that is I set the amp super clean, and then I just slam it with the compressor. So the compressor is a huge component in the sound. Here's the sound with no compression. Just nothing going on there. I absolutely need the compressor to feel comfortable. So turning on the Evergreen, you'll get all that massive, compression, boost, and sustain that you need for a part like this. Alright, there you have it, my video on the Bearfoot Effects Evergreen Compressor and Pale Green Compressor. Two fantastic electronic squishers from Bearfoot. Dig these boxes a lot. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and until next time, I am Pete Thorn. See ya.